What is up, YouTube? It's your boy X-Man 1991, back again with another video. Welcome to Season 5, Part 43 of my Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch rants. In this part, we're going to reveal my top 10 MTV cartoons of the 1990s. MTV definitely came out with a lot of cartoons in the 1990s. They had a few in the early 2000s, but they didn't have much cartoons in the 2000s as they did in the 90s. Excuse me. MTV started airing adult animation in 1991. These are all the shows on my list that premiered between 1991 and 1999. Basically, the most popular MTV cartoons that were successful were Liquid Television, Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch. Them four, along with Aeon Flux, survived after one season, as well as The Head running for 2 seasons. So without further ado, let's get this shit started. Cartoon Sushi is my only honorable mention on the list. So we kick things off with number 10, The Brothers Grunts. The Brothers Grunt was created by Danny Antonucci, who went on to create another MTV cartoon of the 90s, Cartoon Sushi. And later he went on to create Ed, Edd and Eddy for Cartoon Network. This show centers around 5 humanoids named Frank, Tony, Bing, Sammy, and Dean in a search of their long-lost brother Perry. The show ran for 42 episodes with 11 remaining unaired from August 15, 1994 to April 9, 1995. This was also the first MTV cartoon to feature a theme song vocalist. Why I can't put the show any higher is because it's one of MTV cartoons that didn't last long. It lasted for nearly a year. But yeah, MTV did the show dirty. And this show deserves a comeback. It also had a short run and it definitely received negative reviews. And it is considered one of the worst animated TV shows of all time or ever made. But The Brothers Grunt was definitely a good show. MTV did it dirty. Number 9, we have Station Zero. The show celebrated its 25th anniversary on March 8th. On Beavis and Butthead's anniversary. It basically centers around 4 group of Bronx teenagers who ran a fictional public access television show called Live for the Bronx, where they pretty much sit down and watch hip-hop music videos and also critique them similar to Beavis and Butthead. Station Zero ran for 20 episodes and only 1 season from April 8th to April 6, 1999. That's nice to see another MTV cartoon have characters sit down and watch music videos similar to Beavis and Butthead. But still, Station Zero should have ran longer than just 20 episodes in 1 season. Another 90s cartoon that MTV did dirty. Congrats to the cast and crew on 25 years of this show. That is unbelievable that MTV did it dirty. Number 8, The Head. This show will be 30 years old on December 19th, 6 days before Christmas. The Head is definitely underrated, and Butthead did make a cameo in 1 episode. It was created by Eric Fogel, who later went on to create Celebrity Deathmatch. It originated as a science fiction miniseries that aired under the MTV Oddities label between 1994 and 1996. The series did get released on DVD on December 15th, 2009. It ran for 2 seasons from December 19, 1994 to March 12, 1996. I feel like this show should have ran longer than just 2 seasons. At least it surpassed its first season, but it should have ran for at least 3 or 4. The Head is definitely underrated, without a doubt. Coming in at lucky number 7, The Max. The Max is basically a comic book series created by Sam Keith. In 1993, originally published until 1998 monthly. And the show only ran for 13 episodes from April to June of 1995. So this show was based on the comic book of the same name that was issued between 1993 and 1998 by Image Comics for 35 issues. The Max should have ran longer than just 1 season. Another 90s cartoon that MTV damn sure did dirty. Just wait till the show turns 30 years old next April. I'm looking forward to celebrating 30 years of the show next year. Number 6, MTV Downtown, another MTV cartoon that they did dirty. That only ran for 13 episodes in 1 season from August 3rd to November 8th. So today has been 25 years, or not yet, it's still November 7th. Tomorrow will be 25 years since the show was canceled. I love MTV's Downtown. It follows a diverse cast of teenagers living in an urban area of New York City. And the series is based on interviews with real people. I'm very sorry that MTV did this show dirty. Should have ran longer than just 13 episodes and only 1 season. Congrats to the cast and crew of 25 years of MTV Downtown. And tomorrow will be 25 years since it was canceled. Now here's my top 5 MTV cartoons of the 90s. Number 5, Liquid Television. Liquid Television was a show that introduced pilot episodes to shows such as Aeon Flux and Beavis and Butthead. The show ran from 1991 to 1995 and again from 2012 to 2014. Liquid Television. This show premiered 15 days before my birth. I was born on June 17th of 1991 and the show premiered on June 2nd. And it ended on New Year's Day of 1995. So New Year's Day will be 30 years since the show ended. And it was briefly revived in 2014. But this show introduced to pilot episodes of future shows. Here are the shows that aired on liquidtelevision.com during its revival: The Head, Daria, The Max, Wonder Chosen, and Celebrity Deathmatch. So that's good that MTV did revive the show on liquidtelevision.com. Liquid Television is definitely my top 5 MTV cartoon of the 90s. Coming in at number 4, Aeon Flux, or Eon Flux. This show premiered 5 months after my birth, November 30th of 1991, and running until October 10th, 1995, the day before Benny G 94 turned 1 year old. 10 years after the show ended, of course, they came out with a live action movie. And of course, it came out with a video game. Peter Chung, thank you so much for creating this amazing sci-fi. I believe this is the only MTV cartoon that is science fiction, if I'm not mistaken. At least it ran for 3 seasons. I'm glad it surpassed its first season. And Aeon Flux is also in my top 5 MTV shows, without a doubt. Aeon Flux definitely deserves a comeback. And you already know which MTV cartoons from the 90s are in my top 3. 3, 2, and 1. You already know which shows are in my top 3. And they're in the title of this video. I've been doing rants about these 3 shows for 6 years, since 2018. And I'm still doing rants about these 3 shows in 2024. Coming in at number 3, I have Celebrity Deathmatch, the second MTV cartoon created by Eric Fogel after The Head ended in 1996. The first 2 pilot episodes premiered on New Year's Day and January 25th of 1998 before the show's actual premiere aired on May 14th, the same day Seinfeld ended. We all know this show is about celebrities, not real, made in claymation, fighting each other to the death in a wrestling ring. We had incredible matches of Celebrity Deathmatch such as Ice Cube versus Ice-T, Jenny McCarthy versus Carmen Electra, Chris Rock versus Adam Sandler, NSYNC versus the Backstreet Boys, Beavis versus Butthead, Jim Carrey versus Mariah Carey, Woody Harrelson versus Leonardo DiCaprio, Iron Mike versus Evander Holyfield, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon. Even the Revival had good matches. The Rock versus Chris Rock, Bow Wow versus Romeo, Lil Wayne versus Lil Flip, The Game versus 50 Cent, Paris Hilton versus Nicole Richie, Gwen Stefani versus Missy Elliott, Kevin Federline versus Justin Timberlake, Shaq versus Kobe, which I can't even watch that match anymore because of Kobe's death. I cannot watch that match anymore. The first 4 seasons ran on MTV from 1998 to 2002, and the last 2 seasons aired on MTV2 from 2006 to 2007. Seasons 5 and 6 are currently streaming on Paramount Plus. In my opinion, like I said before, they need to add the first 4 seasons because they were the best. Celebrity Deathmatch, number 3. And of course, my number 2 is Beavis and Butthead. Once again, people are saying that this show should have been my number 1. Yeah, it could definitely be my number 1, or Celebrity Deathmatch, but it is my number 2. Beavis and Butthead is, was, and always will be a cultural phenomenon. And it's the only MTV cartoon of the 90s on my list that is still airing 31 years later. The first 7 seasons ran on MTV from 1993 to 1997. The 8th season aired in 2011. The 9th and 10th season streamed on Paramount Plus in 2022 and 2023. The 11th season is scheduled to premiere next year on Comedy Central. My favorite thing about Beavis and Butthead is, of course, the boys sitting down and commentating on music videos. Back when MTV was MTV Music Television. But now MTV is RTV, reality television, or ridiculousness television. That's all they fucking air. All damn day and all damn night. That's all they air, ridiculousness. But yeah, Beavis and Butthead is my number 2 without a doubt. It's also a top 3 MTV show. And because of its popularity, Beavis and Butthead came out with a bunch of merchandise such as toys, t-shirts, comic books, video games, a spin-off show, and came out with 2 movies. Beavis and Butthead Do America and Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Not to mention Celebrity Deathmatch also came out with a game which was trash. Last week was the 30th anniversary of the Beavis and Butthead video game for the Super Nintendo, GameCube, and the Super NES. or Sega Genesis, Super NES, and Game Gear. 30 years since that game came out. But yeah, thank you, Mike Judge, for 31 years of these fart knockers that will never score. And as Beavis would say, as his alter ego Cornholio, I am the great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole. And of course, you already know what my number one MTV cartoon of the 90s is. It's none other than the queen of sarcasm and the queen of MTV, Daria. Come on, you all knew Daria was going to be my number one. Easily the greatest MTV cartoon of all time and a top 3 MTV show of all time. We all know Daria was a spinoff to Beavis and Butthead that ran for 5 seasons from March 3rd, 1997 to January 21st, 2002. The show premiered 6 days before Biggie got killed. 5 seasons, 65 episodes, and 2 TV movies. And of course, it came out with a video game. Daria and Jane to me are pretty much the female versions of Beavis and Butthead and my favorite characters on the show. MTV wanted to renew the show for a 6th season with 6 episodes, but the creator Glenn Eichler decided to end the show with a TV movie called Daria is a College Yet, where all the Lawndale High School students graduate, with the exception of Kevin, who flunked his senior year. Daria will always be my number one GOAT MTV cartoon of the 90s and my GOAT MTV show. It's also my number one of my top 20 shows that premiered in 1997 and number one in my top 10 most underrated cartoons of the 90s. That's going to wrap up season 5, part 43 of my Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch rant, revealing my top 10 MTV cartoons of the 90s. Part 44 is going to be a little bit different. I'll come up with something for part 44. Just stay tuned. My next list I'm going to reveal is my top 20 shows that premiered in 2004. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for my next Beavis and Butthead, Daria, and Celebrity Deathmatch rant. And I'll catch you tomorrow, reminiscing 25 years of a segment between The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, and Vince McMahon from the November 8th, 1999 edition of Raw is War. And celebrating 30 years of Keith Murray's The Most Beautifulest Thing in This World, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, the main ingredient, and of course Shaq Fu the Return. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk. Part 44 coming soon.